Risk assessment is a systematic process that involves identifying, analyzing, and evaluating potential risks and hazards. Its primary goal is to proactively assess the likelihood and severity of risks in order to develop effective strategies for risk management. The key steps in risk assessment include hazard identification, risk analysis, risk evaluation, risk mitigation, risk communication, and ongoing monitoring and review. By conducting risk assessments, individuals and organizations can identify and prioritize risks, implement measures to mitigate them, and make informed decisions to protect themselves and their stakeholders. Risk assessment is a systematic process of identifying, analyzing, and evaluating potential risks and hazards that could have adverse effects on individuals, organizations, or the environment. It involves assessing the likelihood and severity of various risks to determine their significance and develop appropriate strategies for risk management. The primary purpose of risk assessment is to proactively identify potential risks and take necessary measures to minimize or mitigate them. It typically involves the following steps. Hazard identification. The first step is to identify potential hazards that could lead to undesirable outcomes. This can include physical hazards, such as chemicals or machinery, biological hazards, such as infectious diseases, or non-physical hazards, such as cybersecurity threats. Risk analysis. Once hazards are identified, the next step is to analyze and evaluate the risks associated with them. This involves assessing the likelihood of the hazard occurring and the potential consequences or impacts if it does occur. Risk analysis may involve qualitative or quantitative methods, depending on the complexity of the risk. Risk evaluation. In this step, the analyzed risks are evaluated to determine their significance and priority. Risks are often categorized based on their severity and likelihood, creating a risk matrix or similar framework. This helps in prioritizing risks and allocating resources for risk management. Risk mitigation. After identifying and evaluating risks, appropriate measures are developed to reduce or eliminate the risks. This may involve implementing preventive measures, such as safety protocols or redundancies, or developing contingency plans to manage potential consequences. Risk communication. Effective communication is crucial throughout the risk assessment process. Stakeholders need to be informed about the identified risks, the assessment findings, and the proposed risk management strategies. Clear and concise communication ensures that everyone understands the risks and their roles in mitigating them. Risk monitoring and review. Risk assessment is an ongoing process, and risks need to be monitored and reviewed periodically. This helps to ensure that the risk management strategies remain effective and relevant. New risks may emerge, or existing risks may change over time, requiring updates to the assessment and management approaches. By conducting risk assessments, individuals and organizations can proactively identify potential threats, evaluate their significance, and implement appropriate measures to protect themselves and their stakeholders. This systematic approach enables better decision-making, resource allocation, and overall risk management.